We are assembling the Chinese dancer shadow box. And I've got all my pieces here laid out. And what I'm going to start with is the base, the part that makes up the box. And I'm going to start by folding everything on the score lines. And I just want to make sure that I'm folding my tabs really well. They're a little bit smaller than what I usually make. And that was to get the box part of this file to the size that I wanted. I'm going to start by, I'm going to glue this together. And the reason I'm starting with the base is so that I can get it under my mat and let it dry. And make sure that it's nice and flat. So you just want to line this right up to the just right to the outside of that fold, your score line. And I just want to make sure that it's straight, so just gonna line it up there on the table. Okay, so I've got that glued together. You have plenty of room here on the back of your card to write on. And these pieces here, the three like this, these are the floor of the stage. And then for the curtain, you have these three pieces, and you put the two smaller ones on first. And you just line them up to the top and to the very to the side. And then this bigger one goes on top. Okay. And that is the box of our box card. I'm going to slide this under my mat. And now the next piece I'm going to work on is the second one. Now these circles here, they have little slits cut in them. It's to help them kind of, it's supposed to look like an umbrella, but it does add a little bit of design to those pieces. And again, I'm just folding right here on the score lines. I just want to make sure those are folded well. And then I'm going to bring in my person. I do want to ink those chopsticks a little bit. There we go. Okay. So this, her outfit here, the blue glues on top. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this together. And it's cut in a way so that she has sleeves and a collar that are a different color. for her. The first thing you have to do is put her lips on. And then you put the eyes. You have to do the lips first because this piece goes over them. So I have a pink, here we go, here that I'm going to use here for her cheeks. And then you can just glue her head on. And I have several of these cut, and I have picked the wrong head. I didn't realize these were different sizes, so give me just a second to correct my mistake. Okay, we're going to do the same thing again. So I had to switch the heads. I have all of my shadow box cards cut and ready to do a tutorial on. I didn't realize some of the heads were a little bit different sized. So now this one fits. Again, let's do the rosy cheeks. And glue her head into place. I'm going to put her hair on. And I just have her laying here for right now. I just want to use her outline here just to help me. And now let's put on her chopsticks. They just go right in her hair. What I'm going to do with this, so in order to make this more stable with these pieces in such a big space, I have put her fully here in the background piece, and that is to help with the stability. So you're going to have to be careful placing your pieces. I mean, it won't matter if there's a little bit of blue showing, but just so that you know that it is, you want to just take a minute, make sure you're lining things up correctly when you put them on. Darn it. Oh. And if you're following me, get her up before she dries, because the umbrella goes underneath there. And it's only her hand that really matters here. So you can there we go. Because her clothes will cover that up. Just gonna pop a little dot of glue there. Get that glued back down. Now re-wet this glue. I get kind of nervous when I make my videos and then I make mistakes. But okay. And now I'm just going to put a little dot of glue here on her feet for her shoes. Get that a little bit tacky. There we are. So there she is. I'm going to put her under my mat and let her dry. Oh. And I didn't put the floor on either. Well, this is just becoming a disaster. So you could just put that over that. You guys are probably at home saying, wait, you forgot to put the floor on. You could just put the floor on over. I want it under. That wasn't too bad. I should have noticed when her shoes were the same color as the floor. There we go. Okay, so that's the way it should look. Now let's put it back under there, especially now. And then we're going to pull this piece forward, fold it on the score lines. Just like with you, when I assemble any of my projects, it's the first time I'm putting them together, so please don't be judgy. So I'm gonna put my floor on first this time so that not that it matters on this piece. But that is what you should start with. There we go. And there we go. I did try to make these like evenly spaced and everything all the way. Oh, I just dropped it. All the way around. But as with anything you do, sometimes it's not just exact to be even. So just take a moment, find where it lines up the best, where you're happiest with it. There we go, right there. Okay, and that is the backdrop. Now let's pull our pieces out. And so we're going to, you want to stand it up with the side of your card off, folded like it's standing open. And we're going to lay the piece in with both tabs out. And we're going to be applying glue to that tab in just a second. But then what we're going to do is just fold this over and glue this right to this side. Okay. So put enough glue down that your tab will stick, but not so much that it will ooze out. Whoops. Make sure it's stuck down before you pull it open. I wasn't too happy with that alignment. There we go. And again, because it's a smaller tab, it's a little bit trickier to work with. My tabs are usually a 1/2 inch, and these are a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to put glue on this tab, stand it up, and again, you're just going to take this all the way to the edge there. Apply enough pressure that you're getting it to stick. And now we're going to put glue on these 2 tabs. Being very careful not to put too much glue because you don't want it to ooze over the edge and glue your layers together. So now this time, this right hand side of the box, you lay flat on the table and you have this one out. And we're just gluing these tabs right to it. Just like that. Then carefully fold them over. Fold them the other way, glue them in place. Then we're going to flip our card over. Open it up. Sometimes when you're doing these long, straight, and I didn't take my time and make sure it really lined up, you just have to you have to kind of force your paper down to be even. So I'm just gonna trim that off, just those tabs. You can see I'm just slightly off. I should have manipulated that paper a little bit better. But that is the Chinese Dancer Shadow Box. Thank you for joining me.